point. They will get the receipt books and they'll give you, as a credit officer, I'm giving this background. And it's true. You check. He would check how much has been collected. He would indicate that book at receipt number so to so, so much collected. You go now to the general cashier who receives the money. And when the external auditors come, they follow the same. On a daily basis, we would issue a daily cash collection sheet. At the end of the month, they compute a monthly revenue collectors schedule, which they report to the audit committee and the finance committee, how each and every revenue collector is collecting and how much they have collected. Hence, I was awarded a double salary for best performance, and if you check record. So I'm telling you systems that are in the councils, and these systems are tight. No one can do anything. Do you check on daily basis to know which revenue collector collects how much? If that revenue collector does not appear before you, you send it to the town clerk. I've not seen this revenue collector and the DF. Hence, all these books could have been there. Now we have books on the loose. Do you check that system? If you were checking, did you raise an alarm to the town clerk or to the external auditors that we have this situation? This thing could have been averted. That's a critical question.
Internal auditor.
Thank you, Chair. The situation currently, that is what prevails. On a daily basis, when the revenue collectors, since we've now moved from, we are now online, but that is the situation which used to happen. They would come through internal audit after submitting to the chief cashier. Then they will come to audit for auditing, then that's when they will submit them back. So they will do that on a daily basis. So you realize that these books that have gone missing, it's not like they were still active. At the point when these discoveries were made, this is the point where some of these revenue collectors just went, like what TC was saying, to say someone has deserted work. So instead of reporting and submitting the books, he decides just to go. So it's not like the system was not in place. The system is in place, and that is what is happening.
Okay, for the purpose of time, we would want you to take you to page 34. Members, 34. There is unaccounted for fuel. Irregular drawing of fuel. There is 549,628. That was irregularly drawn from the administration loads, public health fuel accounts, by the mayor and the town clerk, who were also paid fuel allowances. Second, there is also fuel drawn by a non-runner motor vehicle amounting to 54,000. And this said vehicle was a non-runner since 8th November 2022 up to the time of audit in October 2023. Hence the question that is it true that in Chongwe a non-runner can draw fuel? We want to find out from you, TC.
The DA, I think, can you take it up?
DA.
Thank you, Chair. I will start with the issue of the non-runner. At the time of audit, the vehicle was parked. However, from November, the vehicle was operational, and it was reported by our engineering service to have had huge running costs on maintenance because it's an old vehicle. The reason for we note that the reason for recording that it was not running was because the logbook was not updated. However, this vehicle was running until after April of 2023. And for the issue on the vehicles for drawing fuel for the town clerk and the mayor. Now, due to inadequate transport at the institution, there are instances where maybe there are WDC sensitization or any other activities that officers or directors will request that they use the town clerk's office. And also, if the town clerk or the mayor has duties attached to civic duties, then they will refuel from the office. They do not refuel for personal use.
Why did you, because these officers are entitled to fuel allowance, why didn't they use their fuel allowance? Instead, they had to draw fuel.
Thank you very much, Chair. The fuel allowance entitled is for their movements to and from. When they are attending to civic duties or council duties, it is council to provide for their movements.
Did you tell the external auditors what you are telling us?
Yes, it was reported. Even when we went to Auditor General, we reported that.
Honorable Mitten.
Chair, thank you so much. I'm sorry for coming late. Thank you that you've doubled the income for now. Let's hope you do far much better than that. Mutela Mishek, MP Mitete. I've heard you saying this non-runner vehicle at the time of audit, that's when it was not running. But in November, sir, starting November going up, it was running. Then you met with the external auditors. You've seen some of the queries. They've been cancelled. They have agreed. What happened on this one?
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Honorable Member, for the question. At the time of audit, the vehicle was a poor vehicle and it was not running oftenly. It was, the logbook was not updated at the time of audit. So that is where the problem...
I hear you. How many times do you interact with them?
The information was given to the external audit.
How many times do you interact with them?
With the external auditors?
Yes.
We were invited to their office and the information was provided, sir.
Then it's still appearing. Then you think they will just be unfair to you on this one only. On the other matters, they will tell us here we have resolved. You've done well to bring all the evidences. Have you brought the logbook now so that we verify of what you are saying?
A copy of the updated logbook has been provided, sir.
On which?
On the same vehicle. The driver who was using it was asked to update the logbook.
Which was not given to the external auditor.
It was provided when it was queried.
Just to switch off your mic, madam. The vehicle was packed from November 8, 2022, up to the time of audit in October 2023. And these fuel were drawn between January to April 2023. And you are stating the very vehicle which was packed as the one which has gone to draw fuel. How?
The vehicle was repaired and it was working from November to April when it was recommended.
Madam, who gave this off? information that the vehicle was a non-runner since 8 November 2022 to the external auditors? Up to the time of audit, who gave this information to the external auditors? Is it the management or the external auditors just imposed that? I think the way we are looking at this vehicle, it has been parked for some time, or the information came from this management. TC.
Thank you very much, sir, for that counsel. I wanted to say that at the time orders came through, of course, we interacted with several officers, including the stores officers. They're the ones who record the logbooks because they're the one who issue fuel. So we discovered that I think he didn't represent us well, and also maybe when I asked the DA, the one who is the actual DA, he says, no, I was not around. I think the stores officer is the one who interacted with the auditors. But I think it was a question of lack of seriousness. I want to admit that from the time our colleagues auditors came to, discover that we are not updating, the officers take it for granted. These small things. Today you issue 20 liters, you have to record. Otherwise, we had a problem. So I want to admit, sir, that that was an oversight, and we've corrected that matter. Thank you.
Yes. Chair, thank you so much. Town clerk, do you know how much was drawn? Chair, you do not indicate the figure. Irregular drawing of fuel amounting to 549,628, a non-runner vehicle, and the what my colleagues have indicated, Honorable Mutero and the chair, very clear. Chair, me, I see a serious problem. It's a cultural problem, work culture. How can you be running vehicles without logbooks? How? Institutional vehicles, no logbook. You don't record mileage. 500,000 spent on fuels on a non-runner vehicle. Now today you are saying it was repaired, this other time it was not. Auditors picked this.
In fact, it's 1.176 300 when you look at unaccounted for on page 33.
33, yes.
Yes.
So, Chair, how are you running? Even now, Town Clerk, you have the financial challenges, issues to do with the fraud. You are now coming to administration. How can directors of admin, chief administrative officers, running a fleet of vehicles without logbooks, and they're moving? The mayor gets a vehicle, it goes like that. It is normal. Is it true? Do we have systems, robust systems, or what has gone wrong to Chongwe Council that you can have such problems?
Honorable Mitero.
I have no question, but just to augment what the TC had said at some point. Cancer. And this is the cancer. This course of time would have gone with you page to page. And you would have come out of here sweating page to page. We are just speaking because of time. But you said it to say cancer. And cancer, when it has spread, it would take some medicine within Chongwe to finish it. And that medicine is no other than yourselves. Otherwise, Chair, I agree with the TC. Cancer.
Thank you very much.
Last one. Cancer. That is there. It's a cultural thing. Town clerk. would not be wrong for me to suggest that the moral decay is widespread, that even now, you as a very vibrant town clerk, you do not manage it. Don't you think that the entire council from that lower rank, especially handling resources, needs complete overhaul? Even administration who allow an office orderly to be collecting money. Don't you think Chongwe Council can do better? This cancer, because this is, I don't know, criminal is unparliamentary. This is a fraud at the highest level in this country. Page by page, town clerk. Today I wanted to keep quiet, but I have a moral right to help my country. If you look at page number 1, even when you are reading yourself, you have gone to, I'm not trying to promote you, I've been to other, not Chongwe, this report. Now what comes to our mind? This cancer, who is going to cure it? Some officers still keep books even up to now. Have you recommended to the commission? Would you sit down with the commission or this committee recommending, if the commission will come, that the Chongwe needs complete, not even transferring them. It needs to go down. Systems breaking down. Logbooks not signed. Chair, the system is that before a revenue collector goes to the cashier, he must go through the internal audit as a first point. How much did you collect from receipt number so to receipt number 20, total collection, a stamp and an auditor signs. The general cashier will not receive the money without an audit. But the opposite happens. The revenue collectors, they collect, go to the cashier, and they take the other route. The auditor doesn't know. So it is optional to go to the auditor. But Chair, if you go in town clerk, you're going to put systems that were being used. That the first point is the audit. And upon a stamp and signature of audit, cashier should not receive the money. Charges should be made to that revenue collector. This will come to an end. But you have done the opposite. The starting point is where someone pays the money first to the cashier. I submit.
Honorable Singombe, bullet question.
Chair, indeed, bullet question. Town clerk, are you working well with your internal auditor?
Town clerk.
Yeah. Thank you very much, my leaders, for the counsel we received. I just want to assure you that the team I have at Chongwe now, including the chief internal auditor, actually we came at the same time. He has really helped us. All these discoveries we are seeing because of him and my colleagues on this table. We have a robust disciplinary action at Chongwe Council now. There's fear, even amongst revenue collectors this time around. I think this audit, which was done by our colleagues, we were saying it should have been done by 2021, but I think it came later because we had 2 audits to help us, discover most of these things. But even when they came, I think you interview them, they will tell you that we moved miles to try and clean up the system. And I can assure you, Chair, and your team that we're actually doing fine. No wonder I gave you figures. Figures don't lie. What we were collecting then and now, we're able to pay our liabilities without problems. And I think we want to continue with that. We've gone cashless. And just to assure you that Chongwe Council is one of the councils privileged to actually, because of the proximity to Lusaka, we're able to save our people. If all of us work as a team, and to provide quality services to our residents. And I think the fruits have started being seen. When you ask the Auditor General, when they go to audit us, I'm sure they can give you a report thereafter. I want to assure this committee that we'll do our level best. Thank you.
Dear, I have with me some minutes that you had to sit as a council, and they resolved on the 6th February 2023 that the said vehicle should be parked because it had some issues. And you did so. And again, you had to update your logbook after the audit. Why did you do so?
Thank you very much, Shem. The sitting by management on to park the vehicle was a recommendation from engineering based on the high maintenance costs. So the vehicle was used for the first quarter of the year.
Was the vehicle parked or not?
It was not parked after the recommend. It was a recommendation.
Why didn't you park it after recommendation?
Because engineering again recommended that we can use it up to the first quarter of the year.
Do we have minutes of engineering recommending?
Yes, there's. You have a document for the recommendation.
Because what I have is the management recommending to park the vehicle. Where are the minutes again that resulted from the engineering again to say no, we can be using the vehicle?
Maybe director of engineering would assist on that.
Director engineering. You can switch off your mic.
Yes, Chair. Actually, it was because at that time the vehicle, we had actually bought some spares to repair it.
I know that.
Yes.
I know it, and I acknowledge. But I have minutes where I recommended the vehicle to park. And again, there is a logbook. Even after the vehicle was parked, it was still like being used. These are the things that we are talking about. You recommend, and the DA there is saying the engineers recommended that the vehicle should be moving. Where are the minutes again to overthrow these minutes?
Thank you. You have no answers. TC, your officers have no answers. I'll repeat. If time allowed and we had to go page to page, a lot of things would have come out. This is just one of the things. You generated that logbook against your own resolutions. Then you cannot come and say, no, thereafter, then we... No. We live by what you tell us, what you give. Chair, I'll repeat. Yes, I agree with you. Let's go and heal the cancer. Yes, it spread, but there's no problem without a solution.
Ichongwe Council, as the committee has observed, you need to go and put your house in order. There are a lot of things that this committee has noticed, and it deposited funds. There is money in Ichongwe. Somebody can have money. The revenue collectors have money a week without depositing. Questionable receipts. Somebody in the official receipt, you are doing exactly what the people of Nakonde do, where you issue a receipt to a truck, 450 kwacha. You put a fended carbon where you indicate 150. The 300 kwacha is in your pocket. These are the things that are happening here. Receipts not supported with the deposit slip, internal auditor. Receipts not supported with deposit slips. How? And you allow. You have sent someone to deposit a 400 kwacha. He brings a receipt of 150. You accept it without questioning. All these are happening at Chongwe. And we accounted for fuel. Failure to collect revenue from planning permissions. Failure to collect revenue from the property rates. All these issues that the committee has observed, you go and put your house in order. It's just because of time, as the honorable members have stated, would have gone page to page. And we want to know if sure those who are having receipts are still working. Why are they still working? All those things we need to put our house in order. Because of time, we are going to withdraw the immunity, and you travel safely to Chongwe, knowing and making sure that your house should be put in order, and you go and heal the cancer that is there. You may take leave.
We are grateful, Chair, and your team. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
President Hakainde Hichilema will on Friday, 15th March 2024, address the nation on Parliament Radio and Television on the progress made in the application of national values and principles. Make a date on Friday, 15th March at 10 hours.
My name is Honorable Kampamba Mlenga. I'm Member of Parliament for the good people of Kalulushi. I am a mother of 3 wonderful boys. I'm happily married. I hail from the Copper Belt, and this is my second time returning to Parliament. My constituency is more of a peri-urban. Initially, from history, its inception, it's a mining township. So there's the Chambishi part, there's the Kalulushi part, and there's the Chivuluma, and also the rural part. That's where you go into Chati, Chankalamo, which is now Lunga, Ichimpe, etc., etc. So my constituency, the Chambishi part, that's the industrial site. We are one of the few constituencies privileged to have the multi-facility economic zone, and this is where our mines are based. For example, I'll give CCS, NFCA, Sinometals, etc., etc., and we have a few smelting companies. And then one of the other economic activity that we have in Kalulushi is farming, and also we do produce a lot of timber. We have a lot of plantations. And the overview is that we're still a developing constituency. A lot has to be done, but through the years we've seen the development of bituminous standard roads. We've seen the Kitwe Kalulushi road. It would take us initially almost an hour to get into Kitwe, but now it takes us close to maybe 5–10 minutes. We've seen our constituency evolve. Initially, we only had 3 clinics. Now we have a general hospital. We also have another hospital that was built by government in Chambishi, and we have clinics dotted almost every ward in my constituency. We have also seen the involvement of our constituency in terms of street lightening. We are getting there. We are slowly evolving in terms of development. My plan is to continuously, through government, bring development, and I must make mention that most of the development that we see in our constituency, for example, extension of schools, rehabilitation of schools and clinics, etc., boreholes, have also been engineered through our cooperating partners. So for a very long time, I must mention I was district commissioner at one time, so we did have a good working relationship with our cooperating partners who have forever been on board. So we do get support from government, and also we do get support from our cooperating partners. And as a returning member of parliament is obviously to see that Kalulushi is growing. Every year we are getting numbers, we are having newborns, and obviously we are having people now moving into Kalulushi because of the NAPSA housing complex, and also because through council, the local authority, there's also been plots being allocated. So we need to develop. There are a lot of other places that need development, for example, good road network, water and sanitation, electricity, etc., etc. So as member of parliament, through the Constituency Development Fund, we are progressing in terms of the requirements. And it's good that this development is coming right from the grassroots. And of course, with the minimal funds, we're only able to pick as many as we can. So economically, I think we are doing well. My last word to the people of Kalulushi is to sincerely thank them for the support that they've rendered to me throughout the years. I am here at Parliament because of the support that you've given. Everything that I am, where I stand today, is because of you, the good people of Kalulushi. And for me, I'm a member of Parliament regardless of any political party. And this is our home. This is my message to the people. This is who we are. We're from Kalulushi. This is where we're based. This is where we'll die. So let's come on board and give each other ideas and make sure that we develop Kalulushi. We are also calling upon our cooperating partners, thanking them sincerely for the work that they have done. And just to say, it's the first time that Kalulushi has a returning member of parliament. So I do not take that lightly. And I want to just say thank you, and obviously thank to the clergy who have also been very, very supportive in terms of prayer, in terms of wisdom. I want to also sincerely thank them. The bus drivers, the taxi drivers, the farmers, my supporters, my non-supporters, all of you build this character in me. And I want to promise you that we shall forever endeavor to fill up the gaps where the gaps need to be filled up.
Okay, my name is Chipoka Mlenga. I'm member of parliament for Chingola constituency under the United Party for National Development. I am currently working as Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry. President Hakainde Hichilema was gracious enough to give me the opportunity to serve the Zambian people as Minister in Commerce, Trade and Industry. And under his leadership and mentorship, I am learning quite a lot of things to serve the Zambian people to the best of my ability within the given time and the given resources. I have been married for the past 16 years to a young lady that I met at university, at the Copperbelt University, Likonge Makai. She is an electrical engineer. She's been a very, very good source of encouragement to myself in many, many other spheres and aspects of life. Together, God has blessed us with twins, a boy and a girl, and they are 14 years old. And I am born from Mr. and Mrs. Mlenga. My father is Aston Chilufya Mlenga, my mother is Monica Mlenga, and from 7 children, I'm the 5th, 2 girls and 5 boys, of which I am the 5th one. Before joining politics, I worked in my private life. When I just graduated from university, I joined the local government, Mufulira Municipal Council, where I worked as a management trainee, or should I say an intern, for some time, barely 3-4 months, before I joined Konkola Copper Mines from 2006 until 2021, when I left the mining industry. And I worked in the mining industry, serving many different portfolios, until such a time when my affiliation into politics, you know how the past government was quite oppressive and very vengeful in many different ways to people that were perceived to be against them. And indeed, I spoke so much loudly against the tyranny rule of the past government, the injustices that we saw, the uneven distribution of wealth among the general public, among many other things. So deliberately, after being incited by some non-members of parliament then, 12 of them, I was declared redundant. Graciously, gladly, I left. I walked away in 2021, and I will be very clear and glad that through my media engagements on radio and TV, President Hakainde Hichilema identified me. And then I was given a chance to contest the seat under the UPND because I was coming in from the alliance to work together, and that is a decision I have never regretted. Well, my constituency is a very cosmopolitan constituency in terms of creed, ethnicity and religion. You know, it has got rural communities, it has got peri-urban, and it has got urban communities. It is the biggest in population constituency on the Copper Belt. It has got a registered number of almost 100,000 people. This is in the 90,000s, almost 100,000 registered number of voters, and I'm very optimistic that in the coming elections it will be even more. So this is an election that you really have to pay particular attention to the needs of the people, because the needs that are in a certain ward are different from the needs in a different one. So you have to pay particular attention to the needs of each constituent ward and give development based on their customized needs. And it has been made easy to provide this development by the enhanced CDF by the president that he has given us, which is being released on a timely basis. I can assure you that I've got 18 wards in my constituency, and in these wards, the needs in Chingola Central are different from the needs in Ipafu, Mudenda, Chabanyama, and other places. So others are asking for boreholes to get decent water facilities. Others are asking for market as trading places, and we are giving them. Others are asking for crossing points in terms of bridges. Others are asking for road networks. But within the resources we have and the time frame we have, we are able now to provide these facilities. Obviously, as resources are coming on board within the given year that we are doing, but definitely we are reaching out. So it's an amazing one. And one thing that I can tell you about my constituency, it has got more of women and youth. So our youths are very dynamic in their needs. So this is something that, as Member of Parliament, it's not also just as easy as it may be perceived, because the needs of the youth are different and they change given time that evolves as every day passes. So I also have to pay particular attention to their needs and see how we don't leave them behind. In the past, youths could just be called cadres, but I'm very happy that we cadres now are not just seen as cadres. Because of the enhanced CDF and how the financing system has come in this country, we the cadres are part of the value chain in development. We are given opportunities not only to line the streets and wait for members of parliament to give us squatches and coins. We are beginning to participate in the project that CDF is providing, but contribute and also be engaged in educational facilities like the grants that are being given for training plumbers, teachers, and many other people. So I'm very excited that as dynamic as it may be, as cosmopolitan as it may be, it has given me an opportunity to understand people in depth and learn management skills. But definitely a lot of insight is coming in, even from the president himself, and I engage a lot the provincial minister, Honorable Matambo, who has spent a lot of time in many different places, and we talk a lot and learning from one another, and he's been very supportive. We have to believe in the system, and collectively as a team we will achieve. We have to understand that we used to struggle in the past. Just to get water to run from a borehole that was sunk by government at Chwempala was something that was never heard of. Today we have done it. We are talking about Munsenga, which had a health facility which was running from 7 o'clock to 14 hours. Now with enhanced CDF, we're putting up a mortuary and a maternity wing facility where our women can receive decent health maternity facilities, among many other things. So all I can tell the people of my constituency is let's keep engaging. Even from the criticism that is coming on board, we are drawing lessons, and collectively we will do something that will change our living standards. Look at Fipuya Bridge. It is always a river when it rains, and people cannot cross to the other side. Others who have to, our women have to undress, our young boys have to be swept away just to move into those facilities. But we are going to put up a state-of-the-art bridge where two cars can cross past each other. Trucks that are carrying food and farming input can cross. We are going to do this together, and we are not going to leave anyone behind. So my message to the people of Chingola constituency, starting from Munsenga all the way to Chwempala up to Mudenda, we will march together, we will do and implement our projects together. I am very excited that when we look at our councillors, they are coming on together and we decide which projects we are going to do in each ward and how we are going to implement it. Thanks even to the commitment from the town clerk. And her directors, they are very much equal to the task, getting development to the people as and when the development has to be provided. So I would just want to offer my support to the council, to the mayor and his team, and ultimately the people that gave us the mandate to serve them. So collectively the UPND is going to deliver in Chingola constituency and beyond many other places that we are residing in. Thank you very much.
Zambia. Even saying the word is a multi-sensory experience. It somehow captures something of the essence of this special place in the warm heart of southern Africa. Take in the mighty Zambezi River, the majestic Victoria Falls that form Zambia's natural southern border, and the national parks overflowing with wildlife. Immerse yourself in the fast-growing towns and cities, teeming with history, light, and life. Then visit the vast lakes that seem to touch the stars and engage with the plethora of different ethnic groups, cultures, and languages. Together, they make up the intricately woven fabric of this remarkable country. To visit Zambia is to begin a love affair that will never be exhausted, and unlike any that you have ever experienced before. For all the
Good afternoon, Chair and members of Parliament. Good afternoon, Rufonsa. My name is Evelyn Mutandwa, Acting Director in charge of Lusaka Province.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members and Rufunsa. My name is Mwila Munkanta, Assistant Director, Lusaka Province.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Rufunsa. My name is Tiku Mumba, Auditor.
Good afternoon. My name is Luvinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Unit in the Office of the Auditor General. Thank you.
Afternoon, Chair, and good afternoon, honorable members, and good afternoon, Rufunsa. My name is Oscar Nyarenda from the Office of the Accountant General, Minister of Finance and National Planning.
Good afternoon, Chair and honorable members. Rufunsa, you are welcome. I'm Edwin Silwimba from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair and honorable members. Good afternoon, Rufusa Town Council. My name is Elvis Chipoka from the Parliamentary Budget Office.
Good afternoon. I'm Moses Chuba from Clerk's Office. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. It's your Attorney Rufunsa to introduce yourselves.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon.
Honorable Nyambose, you can switch off the mic, the next mic for us. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair, honorable members and staff. I'm Bishop Venture Kafla. I'm the Council Secretary for Rufunsa. I'm flanked by heads of department at Rufunsa, and I'll ask them through you, Chair, to introduce themselves. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, members. My name is Mtinta Siansumo, Director Planning for Rufunsa Town Council.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mukeo Kashala, Director Finance, Rufunsa Town Council. Thank you.
You can use the next mic. That one is for the. Thank you. It's not up.
Okay. Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members of Parliament. My name is Darrington Bwalia. I'm the internal auditor for Rufunsa Town Council.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, members. My name is Freddie Mukuka, Director of Engineering Services, Rufunsa Town Council.
It's not working? You can use the other one.
No, there's a disconnection, Chair. Oh, okay.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. Kasongo Grace Mchishi, Deputy Council Secretary, Rufunsa. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll go to our honorable members, starting with Honorable Nyambose.
Chair, thank you so much, and Rufunsa, welcome. Mishek Mtetwa Nyambose, representing the special people of Chasefu constituency in Eastern Province. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. Afternoon, our permanent witnesses. Good afternoon, Rufunsa Town Council. This is Luhamba Mwene, Member of Parliament for Mangango constituency. Thank you.
Chair, I'm grateful. Good afternoon, Rufunsa Council. I'm Singombe Edgar, representing Dundumwes constituency in Kalomo Southern Province. You're welcome.
Vice Chair. Vice Chair. Okay, thank you very much. Rufunsa Town Council. I'm Honorable Simumba Lucas, Member of Parliament for Nakonde, sitting in for the Chair. As you appear before this committee, you are protected under Cap 12 for the laws of Zambia, which gives immunity to the honorable members, that whatever they say, that cannot be used against here at Parliament, and that also has given to you that whatever you say today before this committee will never be used against you, but when you choose to mislead, the very Cap 12 can be used against you. But we know that we won't use that route to mislead the committee. With that said, I will allow you now to make your submission to the committee. But before you do that, I note that there is no procurement officer. Here, there is no procurement officer. Council Secretary.
Yes, Chair. We are not accompanied by a procurement officer.
Why?
We looked at the extent of the queries that we have. In our analysis, we considered that there is no query that would directly need their input.
Okay. With that said, you can make your submission now.
Thank you, Chair. I will start with query number 1, the cause of query, as earlier guided on page 1 of my memorandum. The cause of query, the council failed to collect revenue amounting to 1,089,492 in respect of sale of properties, plots from the expected 2,919,500. Action taken. Management response. Management acknowledges the observation of the auditors and wish to indicate that as of December 2022, a total collection of 1,846,008 was made. However, as at 24th January 2024, management had since managed to collect 2,676,008 kwacha 05 ingwe out of the 2,919. The inability to collect all the required funds is attributed to a conflict which arose between some settlers in the area affected, which is Sinjela village, and the council, where the demand letter received from the community and the letter from the local authority to Chongwe Municipal Council seeking legal services have been attached as proof. The matter has since been resolved by His Royalness Chief Wunda, who had held meetings with the people that had raised concerns, his subjects. This legal matter that arose affected the collection of the targets. Additionally, the council has immediately commenced the rescinding of offers to clients who were issued with demand notices which have not been honored. So we've also attached as Appendix 1A4 as a sample. So in terms of remedial measures, Mr. Chairman, the council will continue to engage the traditional leadership, the community and other stakeholders on the matter. The other query was failure to build a fire station. Cause of query on page 3. The council had no fire station and the fire officers were operating from a converted office which was inadequate for the 2 officers. Action taken, the council engaged the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development through the Office of the PS requesting for assistance. However, the ministry responded and indicated that they could not provide the equipment and support due to budgetary constraints, and that the request would be considered in subsequent allocations. And we have produced as an exhibit 1B1 and 1B2, being correspondence to and from the ministry. The council further had earlier proposed for construction of a fire station through the Constituency Development Fund as a community project in 2024, and unfortunately the application was not considered due to competing priority areas of the community under the community projects. So we've attached as exhibit 1B3, being the application that was made to the WDC. The council attaches great importance, Mr. Chairman, to the provision of fire services in the community due to the high prevalence of road traffic accidents and other related cases in the district. Unfortunately, we could not include the construction of the fire station in the 2024 estimates of expenditure due to budgetary constraints. However, a total amount of 221,940 was provided in the current budget for provision of fire services and procurement of some rescue equipment. We've produced as exhibit 1B4 extracts of the Public Order Safety Act and the budget program under the budget program for 2024. Remedial measures, management will continue to engage the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development and other stakeholders on the matter. On the cross-cutting issues, a cross-cutting issue, the first one on page 4, there is budget and income expenditure. Cause of query, the council failed to collect amounts totaling 1,501,337 from approved budget of 38,493,194 in 2022, further amounting totaling to 16,314,929 remained unspent as at 31st December 2022. Action taken, management acknowledges the Auditor General's observation. However, the negative variance relates to government support because the 1,501 includes funds meant for procurement of the CDF vehicle, which was not done by the, which was done centrally by the Ministry of Local Government. Unspent funds were as a result of ongoing CDF projects, which delayed in terms of the disbursement, as a result of disbursement modalities, which were being formulated for loans by the Ministry of Local Government. And we have attached the statement of comparison of budget as the exhibit and actual amounts for the year ended 31st December 2022 from Rufunsa financial statements. We've also attached under 2A2 guidance, which came, as you observe, Mr. Chairman, much later on the modalities to disburse loans and for Constituency Development Fund, youth, women, and community empowerment loans. Remedial measures, the Council will continue to adhere to approved estimates when administering the funds. On page 5, under cross-cutting issues, is a failure to update the valuation law. The cause of query, Rufunsa Town Council did not have an updated valuation law. We acknowledge, Mr. Chairman, and appreciate the observations of the auditor. The Rating Act number 21 of 2018 defines as rating authority any local authority whose boundary is a rateable, whose boundary the rateable area falls. When we get to section 61, subsection 1, the minister shall appoint, after an area is declared as a district, a council established for that area, a rateable area by statutory order. So the council is yet to have that declaration. And in terms of remedial, we are stating, Mr. Chairman, that the council will prepare a valuation law after the district is declared as a rateable area. Appendix 7, it was unsupported payments. Cause of query, Rufunsa Town Council had unsupported payments batches amounting to 508,044 during the period under review. So in terms of action taken and management response, we wish to state, Mr. Chairman, that this was a preliminary query that was raised during the process of audit. However, all supporting documents during the same audit period were retrieved and availed to the auditors, who even verified, and we've attached a status report for Rufunsa Town Council from Auditor General, Office of Auditor General. The same applies to Appendix 8 of missing vouchers. This was also a preliminary query, and we had retrieved during the process, and they were verified.
Council Secretary, you can just read the way they are.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the guidance. Appendix 8, I was saying action in Rufunsa Town Council had 75 missing payment vouchers to totaling to 685,112. During the audit process, a preliminary query in terms of action taken and response was raised to the effect that 75 payment vouchers were not availed at the time of audit, contrary to Section 72 of the Public Finance Management Regulation. However, all the payment vouchers were retrieved and presented to auditors who even verified the same. The matter was recommended for closure by Auditor C Appendix 2C, the status report for Alfonsa Town Council from Office of the Auditor General. Remedial measures, the Council has provided 150,000 for procurement of an automated billing and accounting system in the 2024 budget to avoid missing vouchers. This we have attached as exhibit the extract of management and support services. Page 7, Mr. Chairman. Failure to fill vacant position, cause of query. Alfonsa Town Council had 53 vacant positions in its staff establishment. Action taken. Management has taken note of the auditor's observations. The key positions cited by the auditors have since been filled by the Local Government Service Commission, with an exception of health inspector position. However, health inspectors from the Ministry of Health are now working with the Council following the devolution program. We have attached as exhibit Appendix 2E1, appointment letters from the Local Government Service Commission, and the paragraph Exhibit 2E2 being a Cabinet Circular number 2 of 2023, which is supporting the devolution process. Remedial measures, the Council will continue to engage the Commission on the remaining vacant position through timely submission of staff retains and vacancy reports. F, Mr. Chairman, is a queries raised as failure to secure properties with title deed. Cause of query, Alfonsa Town Council had not secured title deeds for 10 of its properties. Management, in terms of action taken, acknowledges the observations of the auditors and wish to state that the Council has engaged the Office of the Regional Surveyor to undertake surveys of all the Council properties. Appendix 2F is the letter to the Regional Surveyor from the Council requesting for surveys of the properties. The surveyors, allow me, Mr. Chairman, to make a small correction here in the wording. The surveyors were in the district at the
That is on page 7.
Page 7, yes. Instead of the surveyors are, this was at the time I was presenting the report. So I wish to submit that it should read the surveyors were in the district at the date of the report. Yes, and that to undertake the national titling project of a section of the Alfonsa Township, and the council properties were, instead of are currently, were surveyed as part of the project. It is envisaged that all council properties will have certificate of titles through the project before the end of 2024, as we were assured. Remedial measures, the council will continue pursuing the matter until all properties are titled. Continuing on page 8, there was a query, Appendix 20, failure to repair the fire tender. Cause of query, Alfonsa Town Council had not repaired the main fire truck, which was involved in a road traffic accident in 2020. Action taken. Management was unable to make any insurance claims after the road traffic accident in Alfonsa. However, it should be noted that the main fire truck was given to Alfonsa by Luangwa Town Council, and it was not insured at the time of transfer. The road traffic accident occurred just within few months before the local authority could conclude the insurance process, and therefore a third-party bid claim was not available. Further, the council has been unable to repair the small fire truck due to budget constraint. Remedial measures, management will, however, endeavor to ensure all its assets to mitigate any possible loss of property. Page 9, Mr. Chairman, there is also a query, failure to maintain council properties. Cause of query, Alfonsa Town Council had failed to adequately maintain the Luangwa guest house Action taken, management acknowledges the observation of the auditors and wish to submit that the budgetary provision for the maintenance of the lodges amounting to 611,605 under the non-residential buildings has been included in the 2024 Lufonsa budget. See, we have attached as exhibit Appendix 2H, being the extracts of the economic and business development program under the Lufonsa budget 2024. Remedial measures, the council will endeavor to maintain its properties to acceptable standards, funds allowing. The other query was failure to fence the dump site. Cause of query, Lufonsa Town Council had failed to fence the dump site located in Chintimbwe Ward in Lufonsa. Management acknowledges that it has been operating a dump site which is not fenced, contrary to statutory instrument number 112 of 2013 that requires the dump site to be enclosed or fenced off to avoid scavengers. This was due to financial challenges that the institution has been facing as a result of inadequate levels of locally generated revenue. Management has therefore come up with various revenue collection measures that would improve resource mobilization, and the council has provided under fencing of landfill, other non-residential building amounting to 108,400 in the 2024 estimates of revenue and expenditure for the construction of the perimeter offense, the dump site, as stipulated in the regulations. We have attached as exhibit under 2.1 extracts of the Public Health and Environmental Protection Program from the 2024 Lufonsa budget. Remedial measure, the council will continue to uphold and adhere to stipulated applicable regulations in its operations. The other query was failure to sort waste. Cause of query, Lufonsa Town Council had failed to sort waste at its dump site. Action taken, management has taken note of the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the council is committed to sorting waste as stipulated in the Solid Waste Regulations and Management Act of 2018, Section 28A, paragraph A and F to F. Therefore, the council just completed the construction of 8 refuse bays in trading areas along the Great East Road through the Constituency Development Fund, and will thereafter sensitize the community on the need to separate wastes when disposing in these refuse bays. We've exhibited a picture of one of those completed refuse bays on page 11. Remedial measure, the council will continue to uphold and adhere to stipulated applicable regulations in its operations. The last query was failure to settle outstanding statutory obligations. Cause of query, Lufonsa Town Council had failed to settle outstanding statutory obligations amounting to 15,083,426. Action taken, management acknowledges the audit findings indicating that as of December 31st, 22, the council had outstanding payables to Zambia Revenue Authority and NAPSA and National Pension Scheme Authority in amounts totaling 15,083,426 and 58. Management is committed to the obligation, and it is management's resolve to liquidate the indebtedness as funds become available through locally generated revenue. The local authority is implementing the Lufonsa Integrated Development Plan and has established technical working groups to come up with bankable projects which, when implemented, leveraging on comparative advantages of the district, will significantly improve the revenue base of the local authority. Remedial measures, the council will continue to pursue alternative sources of income in order to meet its financial obligations. This, Mr. Chairman, is tabled for the consideration of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we'll allow now the members of parliament to seek points of clarification, and we'll start with Honorable Mwene.
Thank you so much, Chair. So yes, I would like to lead you to page 8. on the failure to repair fire tenders. CSA was stating to your committee that you failed to repair this because it happened, this truck was involved in a road accident. And at the time that it happened, you had not insured the truck. And you are stating there to say the RTA occurred before the local authority could conclude the insurance process, and therefore a third-party bid claim could not be successful. How long can it take to just insure a truck as a council? I submit, Chair.
Honorable Singombe.
Chair, I'm very grateful. CS, we have indicated that on failure to collect revenue from sale of plots. I wanted to know what happened. Didn't you conduct due diligence before you offered these plots to the public?
Thank you very much. CS.
Chair, I will respond on the insurance, and then I'll ask my director planning to also respond on the plots. For the insurance, on record, Chair, the fire truck was not, the mean fire truck was not insured. But responding to the Honourable Member of Parliament, his response, really the insurance shouldn't take long. It should have been insured almost the same period that it was received. It was received uninsured, and then it was used without having been insured. That was in 2020. So that
CS,
one we agree.
CS take responsibility.
Yes, responsibility.
Take responsibility.
Yes,
because
Chair.
you are telling this committee to say they were using. Take responsibility.
I take responsibility, Chair. The local authority used the light truck, the mean fire truck without having insured it, and that's why we are suggesting, for the comfort of the committee, Chair, that we are taking practical steps to ensure that all our equipment are insured and motor vehicles. But I totally agree with the observation of the Honourable Member of Parliament that it shouldn't have taken long to insure the mean fire truck.
The next question from Honorable Singombe.
Thank you very much, Chair. Prior to the advertisement of the parcels of land in question, Chair, due diligence was done. I must mention that the land in question is land that
Can you go closer to the mic? We are unable to hear.
Oh, sorry, Chair.
Yes.
I must mention that the land in question is a parcel of land that was done under a planning agreement between the local authority and traditional leadership. So prior to going through the whole planning process, we did hold several consultative meetings to ensure that due diligence is done. However, it's unfortunate that we did have some complaints arising. I submit, Chair.
Honorable Mwene.
Thank you so much, Chair. Seriously, I'm happy that you have accepted the council's irresponsibility not to insure the truck. But may I again lead you to page 11, where you have outstanding statutory obligations. Why should you as a council fail to pay ZRA and the NAPSA for the employees? Another wing of government failing to do the right thing, instead of us as a government struggling with these private institutions. But this time it is a local authority for that matter. Why should you as a council take this illegal route, or a route that is so how can I classify it, not favoring the employees in terms of NAPSA, as well as not doing the right thing for the government in terms of the ZRA statutory obligations? I submit, Chair.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. In our submission, Chair, we have indicated that the failure by the local authority to meet the statutory obligation is attributed to the low level of income. And as management, we have indicated measures that we are putting in place to ensure that we broaden the revenue base. Only then would we be able to stand and meet our obligations. Currently, what's happening, Chair, is that the local authority wholly depends on the support from the ministry in terms of the equalization fund. So when that money comes, we pay the net salary and then pay the NAPSA. So we are doing that. But in terms of ZRA, we are really unable to pay because of the level of income. So that is the only reason we have submitted, Chair. Thank you.
Okay, before Honorable Singombe comes in, it has been noted that on page 5, unsupported payments, you resolved with the auditors and also the missing payment vouchers. So honorable members, take note that page 5, unsupported payments, it was resolved, and also missing payment vouchers. Honorable Singombe.
Chair, it's a follow-up on my earlier question on failure to collect revenue from the sale of plots in Rufunsa. I wanted to know or to find out why did the external auditor brought in this issue. May I know whether the local authority failed to avail any information at that time? For instance, did you communicate to the people not to pay? Were they written to hold on? Or it was just you as a local authority who failed to? Because you had already given out these plots to these people. So why didn't they pay? Why is it termed as a failure? If the Auditor General's office was given all the information, for instance, communication to the would-be owners of these plots.
Council Secretary.
Yes, Chair. Thank you. On page 2 of the memorandum, Honorable, under action taken, we have indicated that, of course, the audit is as at 31st December. So we have indicated that as at 24th January, the picture had changed. We had corrected 2,676,000, meaning that the difference is about 200, which we have further indicated and shown exhibit, Mr. Chairman, of the rescinding of the offers, which in turn will be offered to other serious developers. I submit, Chair.
Okay. Any other questions, Honorable Dr. Mwanza? You had the question? So, CSC, when were you audited?
This is the audit for 2022, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, when?
We were audited in October 2023.
In October 2023. That's when the auditors found that you were unable to collect the revenues that was specific for plots. So in your action taken, you are saying by 24th January, you have managed to raise 2,676,000, leaving the 300 from property sale. We wanted to find out what is the challenge with the remaining ones.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the remaining ones, where we've written to them, reminding them, and so we've ended up now rescinding the offer letters for those who have failed to pay. So meaning that those properties will now be given to the public.
You advertised?
That will be done. Once we have all these properties, we have to advertise to the public to say these are available now for the members of public to apply. Yes.
Okay. Honorable members, any other questions, any other follow-ups? As we wind up, Lufunsa Town Council, we want to appreciate you for your appearance, and we want to recommend you for the work that you are doing. Continue pushing so that together we can develop our country, as I now remove the immunity that I conferred on you, and you should travel well.
Obliged, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
There is an old adage which says, a journey of many miles is started by one step. And the life we live tells a story. So there are many stories that we listen to and many journeys that people undertake. Today, we're listening to a story for one eminent person, a citizen of the Republic of Zambia, born and made Speaker of the National Assembly. This is no other than the Right Honorable Nelly Butete Kashumba Muti, who is Speaker of the National Assembly of the Republic of Zambia. So let's take a look at her journey and the story that we listen to. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you very much and good morning.
Would you just give us briefly your family background, telling us where you were born and when you were born?
I was born, although I'm not supposed to review my age now, but anyway, I was born on 30th August 1956 in Choma, in Zambia. My parents then were working in Choma, but originally I come from Western Province, Mongo. Of course, I've got some Ila blood, so also Southern Province is part of my a place that I can call my home. Yes.
And a little bit of some family background. Are you alone in the family?
The firstborn in the family of 40 children. The youngest now is 3 years old, so you can imagine 65 years old and 3 years old. And my father used to, gave me the responsibility that I was the chairperson of the family. So I continue to discharge that role of being the chairperson or the firstborn of the family. So all the responsibilities as a firstborn rest on my shoulders.
As interesting as it is in a family of 40, share with us some of the highlights of your early childhood, and of course getting to know that the youngest child is now 3. That was not part of your childhood, but share with us how you managed to live under one umbrella with a big family of 40 siblings.
Okay, I grew up in a village, so I can easily be called a village girl. My father and mother were living on their own. You know, those days as you grow up, when you reach a certain age, you are picked by your grandparents and you stay with them. So I was staying with my grandmother in Nakalomo in what is now called Luena constituency. So I grew up with my grandmother. She is now late. That is the mother to my mother, who is also now late. So I was brought up by her, and being growing up in a village, you just live like any other ordinary village person. You do all the chores, you go to the field, you wake up early in the morning, go to the field, to go and plow, and then when you get back, you come with some firewood, you go and fetch water, you pound some maize, some cassava, you cook nshima, you eat, you go fishing. All those things, I did them as a village, a child growing in the village. And then, of course, I went to school. I went to primary school in Machu, at Machu Primary School, which is also in Limulunga constituency. Not Luena constituency, sorry, in Limulunga district. And when we first went to school, that was in 1963, I think. Then there was no nursery or what. You just went to school, and the first place that you learn to write is on the ground. So I went there from standard A, B, and then after that I moved on to another school, which was Kaoma. And then at Machu Primary School, where I did my grade A, B, and then 1964, I think they changed. We started from A, B, we started grade 1, grade 2. I think I went there until grade 4. Because A became grade 1, B became grade 2, then 3 and grade 4. Then I moved to Kaoma. But growing up in the village again, going to school, we had to cover a long distance walking by foot. And life in a village is very difficult, but it's very enjoyable. We used to climb mangoes, eat mangoes from the tree. It's very sweet to enjoy a mango climbing on the tree with a knife, and they just see peels of mangoes dropping by. But it was nice living in the village, especially with my grandmother. And my grandmother was a no-nonsense lady, and she demanded from us to work very hard. And going to school also was very tough, because we had to walk, and sometimes those days there was the belief that when Komboka ceremony was nearby, it was a myth, a belief, I don't know whether it was true or not, that just by the time Komboka is nearby, they catch children to put in the drums. So that used to scare us in the Maoma, Maoma, so that they can sound, the sound can be very big and strong. So we used to be very scared, and coming back from school, we used to run. And I was not a very good runner, and I used to suffer a lot. But what we would do is, in order to ensure that everyone is secure, we would tie a rope. So the fastest runner would be in the front, and everyone else would be in between, and the other fast runner would be in the back. And we'll run. Oh, it was tough for me. But anyway, I managed to get something out of that running, because now I enjoy running. I enjoy walking as part of my exercise. And then while at school, playing as children, we used to play very dangerous games. I remember an auntie of mine, we used to have to play a game whereby, again, it's a rope, and you lie on the ground, and they put a rope on your neck and on your feet, and they pull your feet down so that you can you can be strangled and you lose consciousness. So that happened to me, and I lost consciousness, and I just heard somebody calling me, Butete, Butete, Butete. So I said, why are you waking me up? I'm enjoying my sleep. But when I woke up, I found myself, there was sand in my mouth, in my ears, everything. I had collapsed. And then, as I said, I was staying with my grandmother. My father then was in Mongu. And the people who were living in Makapaela on my father's side got very scared and sent a message to my father that, hey, your daughter has been killed. And I was favorite of my father. So when he heard about that, he was very disturbed. The next day we saw him coming to the school with a gun. And the idea was to kill whoever had killed me, and also to kill himself. But anyway, thank God, when he came, he found that I was still alive. So that is part of growing in the village. But we had no running water, we had no electricity, no television, nothing, totally nothing. And today, when people start comparing people in the village, even now, it's a pity that there is no running water, there is no electricity. And when they were comparing people doing very well in exams right now, with the COVID that had happened, and you compare that, because of the COVID, people were doing online classes, but the people in the village, they don't have online classes. There's no electricity, there's nothing. So can the two really be compared? It's so sad that you have to work, we have to live under very difficult conditions, but then you have to compete with the people who are getting a more favorable, who are living in more favorable conditions. But well, that is life. But I hope that something can be done so that we can also have electricity, running water, internet, for the people who are living in the rural areas, because the conditions have not much changed.
Talking about just drawing you back to your childhood, and also in comparison with now the strides that are being made to bridge up opportunities that exist for boy child and girl child. How did you manage to fit into that community as a girl child, especially that you also mentioned that you took part in the activity of climbing trees to pick mangoes and things like that amongst boys? How did you manage that?
Well, as we were growing, there was no issue of a girl or a boy. We were just children. For us, that did not even arise that we were a girl or a boy. But of course, the roles differed. We went to do the roles that women did, but we were just children. And we related very well with our colleagues who were boys, but there was no major difference in terms of what was expected of us. We were just growing, we went to school, and that was it.
Right, moving away from primary, and maybe we'll talk about secondary now. Away from primary, how did you proceed from primary to get into secondary education?
Okay, so from Machu Primary School, I went to Kaoma. It's still primary because my father relocated. He wanted to go and engage into some farming. The land in Kaoma was fertile and very good for agriculture. So he relocated to Kaoma, but most of the time he was not with us because he was in the construction business.